Hi, and welcome back to my channel. It's great to have you here. It is April 1st, which means one thing. It is budget day. I'm going to be doing my new budget for the month. I'm going to walk you through everything I do, what I use, and how I use it. So get ready. Here we go. Okay, so here we are. I have my budget book already. This is the Happy Planner budget book that came out in December of 2019. It is undated and it is specifically for budgets. It's a brand new format, and I really like this format better than the other ones that they've had in the past. The other ones just had too much already filled out that I didn't need. And this one does not have anything already filled out. You fill it in as you go. And I also have some printables, which I'll be showing you, that I use for the rest. So let's get started. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to flip to April. And here's the beginning of April. I like to use this page for things that I do not want to forget about. So we have the budget for the month of April. I'm going to write that in here. April 2020. Things that I don't want to forget. I cannot forget to cancel these things here. So those are all the things that I don't want to forget to cancel. There's also a section here. If you have unexpected spends throughout the month, you could write them in here just to kind of remind yourself of things that you need to either that was completely unexpected and you'll never have it again, or that was unexpected and you need to remember to make sure that you don't have it for the following month. There's some financial goals here. I'm not going to fill that out right now. Some financial goals that I have are things that have been in place for a while. Actually, I will go ahead and do that. Let's see. My financial goals are to keep adding to my emergency fund. And to keep adding to sinking funds. Those are things that have been in place for a while, and I just want to make sure that I keep doing them like I'm supposed to do them. Okay, so if I turn to the monthly layout here, a lot of people put their bills and what day they're due on their monthly layout. Because I pay the majority of my bills on the very first of the month, I don't do the bills on here. There's actually another section that Happy Planner has in here for writing out the bills and the date that they're due. And you could even write in how you pay them, whether they're auto pay or you have to pay it yourself. So the only thing that I put on my monthly are my paydays. I get, as I said in my last video, I do get Social Security income for being disabled. So my payday is technically the 3rd, but I have an account that pays up to several days early. So I got paid on the 31st of March. So the 31st of March is when my April actual budget starts, because that's when I got paid, and I did go to the store yesterday and spent more money than I had in my kind of buffer. So I have to include everything that I did yesterday into April's budget, even though it was done on March 31st. These paydays that you see here are for child support income that I do get from my son. So that usually comes, technically it comes every other Wednesday, but again, I have a bank account that pays early, so it usually does come on the Tuesday, like kind of late at night, like 9 or 10 at night. It comes into the account. So I just say Wednesday anyway, every other Wednesday. So this is a particular month that I will get 3 checks for child support, and I'm going to keep my fingers crossed on that because there is a possibility that my son's father would get a layoff, and those checks would not come, and I won't know until they don't come. But I'm going to budget them in anyway. I'm going to budget just like I would normally would, and like I said, just keep my fingers crossed. The next page of this is actually a printout here, which I will go through and talk about that in a moment. Let me set it to the side. The next page here is where the Happy Planner has it set up, where you do your budgeting, your bills, the date that they're due, the category, the amount of them, and how much and whether or not it got paid. There's also a section up here for income, writing in all the income that you receive, and then you could total income, expenses, and remaining. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do this page here. I'm going to pull it out. I am also, just to make it easier on me, going to pull out that same page from March so that I could use that to write everything in. And I'll put this out of the way. I do pencil when I'm doing my income up here, and on this particular page I only write in the income as I get it. I write the date that I get it, so that's 3/31, and that was 12/16, $1,216. Oh, my pencil cracked, so it's smeared everywhere. Okay, I know that on the 3rd, because this one goes into a different bank account that does not pay early, on the 3rd I will get my son's child benefits, which are $608. If you are on disability and you have children or any dependents that you take care of, you may or may not know this, but Social Security disability will also give you a specific amount for your children. So, and that is based on the total household income. I believe it could be up to $750, and then it goes down as your income increases. So for my son, I actually get $608. So it's like the Social Security disability income amount that you get is meant to take care of you and your finances and your needs. If you have children, they give an additional benefit for you to be able to take care of your children. So that is a tip in case you don't know that and you are on Social Security disability, or you know someone that is on Social Security disability and is having a hard time meeting everyday or monthly expenses, that because they have children and are having a hard time, they can get extra money. It's a very easy process to go through. So I suggest that you do that if you do get that income. Otherwise, if you're not on Social Security disability like I am, you could just treat this as you're looking at it and watching what I do, you could just treat this as regular paychecks. I'm not going to write in any other income that comes in, like my child support. I write it as I get it. So actually on 4/1, and I just realized that I put 3/3 instead of 4/3 up here. So on April 1st, I did get a child support payment. So that's what I've gotten so far. As I get more, I will add it in. And of course, there's not enough space. So I have to add that over there. And then I know that throughout the month, I will get additional income, which I'll explain later. So I have to add the lines for those that are completely separate. Okay, so let's get the bills taken care of. The first things that I take care of every month are my credit cards. So that one's First Premier. And that was due today, so I already paid that one. I went ahead and paid a little bit extra on that. The minimum amount due was $30. I paid $50 on that. And that is paid. Okay. Credit 1 is my next one. The minimum amount due is $30 on that. So that sheet is done with everything. The only thing that I need to do is go through, and I use a color coding system. So I'm going to highlight the things that go under my color coding system. So that's subscriptions, that's business, that's for Caleb, my son. And that is it. That's the only things that would need to be color coded. Okay, so I'm going to put this back in here. Put April back first. Put March back, and then the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to pull my sinking funds pages from March and move them to April. My sinking funds don't change up much. If you don't know what sinking funds are, they're basically if you have future one-time bills that you know that you need to pay, you start saving up for them month by month, and it's less of a big chunk out of your monthly budget. If you spend just a little bit, sack away a little bit every month, then it's not such a big chunk, and you're better able to budget for that. Okay, so I'm going to do this budget sheet. This is, all these sheets here that you see are from the Budget Mom. If you haven't checked out her channel, I suggest that you do. She talks a lot about paycheck budgets. So if you get paychecks every 2 weeks instead of every month, the paycheck budget is a good resource for you to learn how to budget by paycheck. You still do a monthly budget, but then you do additional paycheck budgets as well. It's a little bit more time consuming, but it does work out to make sure that you're paying what you need to pay with each paycheck and not just going based off of a monthly budget here. So I'm going to put month up here. Okay, and I use pencil when I do this. So income source number 1, that is from Social Security. I have 1216 and 608. Income source number 2, I put each one in. That's not 188, that's just 180. And I should get 3 of those this month. Bonus income would be the $20 from my son plus any rebates I may get from cash rebate apps for going to the grocery store, like Ibotta or Fetch. So I'm going to put in here $40, $20 for my son, and $20 from Ibotta as bonus income. And then the other box for bonus income is for my books, which is going to be $9.70, so I'm just going to put $10 up here. I do not make a lot of money from writing. That's just a horrible fact. I didn't put my beginning balance. Is I have $34.74 in one account, $20.81 in another account, and $18.80 in cash. So $74.35 is what I'm beginning the month with, and that's just kind of my buffer. I don't include it in the budget. That's just my buffer. And I'm going to write it up here too. $74.35. Okay, let me use my March page just to help me out here. Okay, so fixed expenses, and we have rent, which is $535. Vectren, it's the electricity. We live in an all-electric home. I think I budgeted $160 for that this month. So we don't have a gas payment or anything like that, and we don't pay water or sewage or anything here. While for internet is $63. Netflix is $13. Hulu 12. Disney Plus is 7. I'm rounding up, just in case you're wondering. Amazon Music is 8. Track phone is 23. Okay, and I don't have anything else there. Did I miss something? Right, Vectron, wow, Netflix, Prime. I didn't put Prime in there. Prime is 13. So add that up, and that's 535, 160, 63, 13, 12, 7. $834. Okay. This one I write with a pen. Over here, my variable expenses, I do color code those. So each one, and I have like my legend here. Each different expense gets a different color so that when I track my expenses throughout the month, which I do, then I could highlight each one in the color that it gets and then add that up to get my spent amount at the end of the month. So here are those. I have home supplies. I do not do my home supplies along with groceries. I know that a lot of people do that, where they have like groceries and miscellaneous things like paper products, that sort of thing. Mine is separate because I do buy them from Amazon. I am going to budget 75 for that. Keep that as it is, because I'm not paying for Filter Easy this month. It might be a little bit more. Sometimes it does end up being a little bit more, but I'm going to budget 75 for that. Groceries. I budget 250. Eating out. I budgeted 50 last month and went way over because of being stuck in the house and not really feeling like cooking. I just went way over. So this month I'm gonna budget 100 for eating out, and that's for like Jimmy John's or pizza delivery, because we're probably gonna end up using it, and it's better to budget it now than try to wait for later. Okay, transportation is in the purple. I budget 90 for that, but we're not going out as much. Should I change that? Let me budget 70 for that. Because I still have some cash left over from last month. Transportation is Uber, which I usually spend $48.50 on Uber, putting money into my account, putting money into my Uber account. $48.50, you get $50 worth of actual Uber cash. And then I normally set aside $40 for bus fare. But we just haven't been going out that much. But is $20 enough for bus fare? You know, I'm going to leave it as is. If I'm way under, I'm way under. I'm going to leave it at $90. Even though we don't have places to go. Okay, the darker blue is for me. That's $50. That's like my allowance. The lighter blue is Caleb. That includes, I do $50 for him. That includes $20 for his allowance and $30 for anything that I might need to spend for him if I need to buy him new shoes or anything like that. He is 12 years old.
Here's your reminder.
Oh.
Take afternoon meds.
Sorry, that's my reminder from the Amazon Echo.
Here's your reminder. Take afternoon meds.
That lets me know that I have to take my medicine. Okay, medical, I budget $50. That includes any prescriptions, any copays that come up, which normally I don't have any copays. But you never know. I always just budget extra just in case. Prescriptions I budget for, and also I budget for over-the-counter if I need to spend for over-the-counter type of stuff. I do get over-the-counter benefits with my Medicare that pays for like most of the different medicines and things like that. However, it does not pay for, and this kills me and it makes me so mad, and I'm going to rant right now, but over-the-counter benefits will pay for everything, including like stuff like nicotine patches and electronic toothbrushes and things like that, but they will not pay for feminine hygiene products. So I do have to budget for feminine hygiene products, and I usually put that under medical because it is a medical thing. Okay, rant over. Let me go back to this. Business, that is $20. Subscriptions, I am not, it was $20 last month, but I am not getting my Sips By box this month, so it's just $5, I think. And that reminds me to go back over here. I think I'm going to have to remember to go in and skip a month of Sips By. So I put that over there so that I don't forget. Okay, laundry. Now I know you guys are going to get me on this when you're watching, and you're going to say, what the hell does she spend all this on laundry for? I'm budgeting $100. I get my laundry done. It is picked up from my doorstep. It is done for me. It is folded for me, and it is dropped off 3 days later. Sorry if you think that that's a kind of luxury expense, but there are several reasons why I use this. For one, I don't have a washer and dryer in my apartment. I do have hookups, but I have not bought it because if I put in a washer and dryer, I would have zero storage in this apartment. This apartment just doesn't have storage space. Also, I could go to the laundromat and do the laundry myself, but that takes out so much energy for me. And as you know, I have a chronic illness that after I do laundry, I'm just I might as well be a dead corpse because I feel like absolute crap after doing laundry. So it may be luxury to get it done to get the laundry done, but I would rather just pay the $100 a month to get the laundry done, and that is my one luxury that I allow myself. So that is budgeted at $100 a month. It usually comes in lower than that. It comes anywhere between $70 to $90 a month, but I budget $100. Okay, and then fun money. Let's see, we can't go to the movie theater. We can't go to the arcade. We can't go to Elite Air. So fun money, I'm gonna budget I'm gonna budget $5 in case a movie comes out that we want to stream at home. I'm just gonna budget $5 for it. Okay, let me add that up. Okay, that's 795. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the pencil now. Even though I don't need to for these. For savings, I do this before I do my debt because whatever is left over, I know I could throw a little bit extra into paying off debt. So, because I do a $0 budget. And I'll explain what that means in a second. Okay, so these are just my sinking funds. Mesker Park, the garden, Yule, travel. I put 65 down here even though it's 63. I'm sure it is. Yeah, 63. I don't know why I had 65 down last month. Car is 91. And then my emergency fund, I put 100 into every month. So add those up. It's 11. Okay, that's 340. Okay, so my income budgeted is 2414. Of course, that may change if I sell any physical copies of books or anything like that, which I do sometimes, I may get a little bit more money in. But for the minimum that I know that I'm going to be bringing home is $24.14. I do not count the beginning balance in right now. When I do my $0 budget, which means that everything has every single dollar needs to be given a purpose and a name. So every single dollar goes to something. So when I do total income minus total expenses, it should equal 0 out here. Okay, so my total income is $24.14. Adding up the expenses that I have right now, $834 plus $795 plus $340 is $1969. $1969. Oh wait, 24.14 minus 1969 equals, okay, so I have $445 to play with. Huh. That almost seems wrong. Oh, it's because I'm getting a third. There's 3 child support payments in this month. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw extra money at my credit cards then. Okay, so First Premier, I already know that I paid $50, so I budgeted $50, spent $50. Okay, then I have Credit One, Torrid, Capital One, not Indigo, Merrick, and HSN. Okay, so what that means is I'm actually going to go ahead and pay off HSN because I only have 2 more payments left on that at $9.99, $9, excuse me, $9.99. So I'm going to budget for $20 and go ahead and pay that completely off. The next credit card, I have this in order back here. These are in order by balances. So the lowest balance here is Torrid. First Premier, I already paid that one. Next is Capital One, which is a $205. Okay, Credit One. Yeah, okay. So what I'm going to do, since I have so much left over, is just pay $50 on each of these. I don't even know if that comes up to the 445. That's 100, 200, no. Okay, sorry, I just blanked out for a minute. So I'm going to go ahead and put $50 on each of those credit cards. Leave it like that. So 100, 250. 250 plus 20 equals 270. And the rest I am going to hold on. I'm gonna budget that I'm putting in my emergency fund so that I could build that up. So 445 minus 270 equals 175. So this is actually going to be 275 here. Yeah, that's how I'll do it. Which will make that 11 plus 50 plus 25 plus 63 plus 91 plus 275 equals I don't have my whiteout over here, so I'm just going to do it that way. It looks messy, but I could always fix it later. Okay, so now 515 plus 834 plus 795 plus 270 equals 2414. And that gives me a 0. So the purpose of a $0 budget, again, is to make sure that you, every single dollar that you make in a month needs to go somewhere, whether it's into savings, whether it's being put to debt, or whether you're using it in your expenses. Since I really couldn't see adding any extra money to anything on expenses, I added it all the extra money to, well, to paying off debt and to my emergency fund. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep it in the bank, and at the end of the month, if there's a huge amount left over, then I'm just going to add it to the emergency fund. And that's how I'm going to do that. So the last thing that I'm going to do before I close out here, I do want to add up here in my savings tracker that as of 4/1, Chime is the saving account. Activity, this is just a check. I'm just checking it. My savings balance is $220.39. Okay, and last but not least, I did spend some money yesterday that I want to add to this. So groceries, let's see, that was on 3/31. The amount that I spent was $75.47. That's a need. And then 3/31 prescriptions. And that was $8.95. And that's a need. Then I go ahead And I actually should have done this beforehand so it didn't smear. But that's not too bad. Highlight that in the color it's supposed to be highlighted in. So that when I add everything up, it will be easier to do that. And there you have it, my April budget. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them in the comments. I will answer any questions that I get. If you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe for more. I will be doing more budgets, I will be doing more planners, I will be doing more tips on how to save on different things. So thank you for joining me for this budget video. This is my first budget video on this channel, and hope you enjoy. Please come back for more. Take care of yourselves and take care of others.